Hey guys, this is Samantha. Today I am going to be doing a video that I've been wanting to do for a very long time and I keep putting it off, and that is the difference between counterfeit stamps and the real deal. I don't think I really need to get into why counterfeit stamps are bad. I'm more going to get into the quality because the difference is vast. It really is. I'm stamping on 110-pound Nina Classic Crest Solar White. First up, we are going to be using, sorry for the jingle jangling in the background, that's my cats. Today they've decided that they don't like each other. We're going to be using this knockoff stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. We're going to use the I Will Be There For You. Again, this is the Counterfeit Simon Says Stamp. We are going to use I Love You. I mean, that's a classic, right? I Love You. And let's see here. How about, I don't have a magic wand to make it all go away, but oh, that's really hard to get off of there. Okay. One thing that you'll notice with, and I'm not going to do it with these because I don't want anybody to think that I'm, wrecking stamps so that they won't work. They're very stretchy, and that's because these are made out of silicone. Okay, counterfeit stamps are never made out of photopolymer, and they're never made out of rubber. They're always made from cheap, did you see that? Cheap silicone. Look at this. I've never actually tried that, but look at this. Look how cheap this is. I'm barely... Isn't that sad? That's counterfeit right there. Okay, but now the stamping. So we're gonna take I Will Be There, I Love You, and I don't have a magic wand to make it all go away, but I have a large red decorative piece on my platform. I thought it would be a great idea to stick some adhesive backed craft foam on there one time, and it didn't work out so great. All right, I'm going to try to make sure these are lined up as best I can. Just kind of stagger them out a little bit. I can't believe that just pulled apart like that. I mean, maybe it's age. I did purchase these well over a year ago, I think. So maybe when these stamps get old, they snap apart. I don't know, but it's another reason not to buy them, I guess. Oh, got some stray counterfeit stamps. I'm going to be using Mento Tuxedo Black. And I'm not making this video to dissuade you from buying counterfeit stamps or to persuade you into buying genuine stamps, because at the end of the day, everybody's going to make their own decision, but I want to help you make kind of an informed decision by showing you the difference in quality. So we're going to stamp that down. All right. I'm going to stamp it one more time. I'm going to stamp all the stamps twice, just to be fair. I'm inking this up again, just to be fair and to make the experiment more consistent. Again, sorry for the jingling in the background. The cats are, I don't know what they're doing. Today they don't like each other. So here we have, I will be there, I love you, and the magic wand sentiment. The first thing that you'll notice, let me get a pencil, sorry for the arm in the screen, is the spacing. There's this giant space between I and Will, and then will be there. You'll notice that the space between B and will be in there and will be is a little bit bigger. Okay. I love you actually looks pretty good. It's kind of splotchy. This one, the I didn't stamp all the way, so we're missing that extra little bit there. It's very splotchy. It's very like pixelated. Excuse my arm again. It reminds me of, I don't think it's going to pick up very well on camera, but the letters are sort of like this, like they're kind of dotted, like that. And so instead of being, you know, like a solid image, they're kind of like that, whereas they should be more like that. I applied ink. You'll see that in some places there's, you know, great impression, in others it's just really looks like garbage. Okay, now we are going to compare that with an actual stamp set from Simon. Let's see here. Shall we? That's really sad. Wow. So these just snap right apart. Okay, so this is an actual Simon Says stamp set, and one of the signs that you can tell, and I don't know if this is going to pick up at all, but under I can't wait to see you, there is a little tiny thing that says Simon Says, or SSS, which is Simon Says stamp, 101831 messages for every day. This one didn't have, let's get all the little bits and pieces off of it. This one did not have any markings like that. The other thing you'll notice is that, oopsies, the stamps, these ones are really dirty, aren't they? They're really dirty. These ones are not dirty at all. Why is that? Well, that's because photopolymer stains. Oh gosh, I'm going to be heartbroken if this works. Let's take a sentiment that maybe I don't like all that much. I like them all. Let's see. Let's take, hey, what you doing? Okay, because I don't use that one much. And let's try to pull this apart. Oh, no, it actually pulled apart. Shoot. Oh, I'm really bummed out about that. Okay. It did take more pulling, though, to pull it apart. So, okay, you can pull photopolymer stamps apart. That was not such a great example. I think it can still be used. It actually pulled apart between the hey comma whatcha, so we can still, oh thank God, we can still use it. Okay, so lesson, photopolymer stamps can be pulled apart. I'm really bummed out that I did that. We're gonna take, let's see, this is the Missing You More Each Day. We're going to take, I'm sorry I missed your birthday. Okay. And we're going to line them up. We are going to put the lid down, take the lid off, make sure they are centered. Oh, they actually were already. Ink them up once. We're going to ink these 2 times, just like we did with the Counterfeit. Okay. Going to stamp. Going to ink again. Got a little bit heavy there. A lighter touch. Again. Okay. Now let's look. So one of the first things I am noticing is that I have much heavier stamping there, there, and there. Honestly, I think that is user error, but even so, I mean, it doesn't really compare with that. The spacing is perfect. The lines are perfect. It looks exactly as it's supposed to be, minus that. I'm actually going to see if I can redo that. Let's see if I clean the stamps off and re-ink them. I'm going to press down. Okay. Missed a bit. Ink up some more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, so this time I had a much more even, consistent, impression. So, I mean, yeah. Then I have another thing to show you. This one I am particularly sad about, because this was from a company I have really admired for a long time. Well, not a long time, but I really love their designs. And one of the things I've been doing as I'm able is making a purchase from each of the companies I have bought knockoffs of, as a way to say I'm sorry, because I know that contributing to the theft of their designs hurts them. So this company I haven't been able to do that yet. This is Mama Elephant, and this is the Christmas cat tree. This is actually a pretty sturdy stamp as far as like a silicone stamp goes, but you'll see. All right, ink it up. Let's pick it up, and then we're going to ink it up. Press down. That didn't work. Let's press down again really hard. That kind of worked. Try it again. Press down. Okay, so let me see. Maybe if I smush it together. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see if that worked. Kind of worked. Okay. It kind of worked. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's just keep inking it and keep trying. This one isn't going to be very apparent until I start coloring it. But you'll see what the problem is pretty quickly. Okay. It's just, all right, I think I'm going to be done with this. Oh, there we go. We got an image of sorts. All right. Let's set that aside. And okay, so I mean, at first glance, this does look pretty legit, right? I mean, you've got everything there. Let's start coloring, and because all I have are color crayons, that's what we're going to use. So one of the first things that I've noticed here is, okay, we've got this mouse, right? I'm going to color this mouse purple. Look at his tail. His tail's coming out of his ear. You see that? That's not how that is supposed to go. Now let's color this cat's scarf beside the mouse. It's kind of a weird scarf, I guess. Now let's color the cat. Something about that leg looks very, very strange to me. Do you see what I mean? That is not how that design is supposed to go at all. That's not how that is supposed to look. I feel like there were some other flaws with this. Because I was looking at the, oh, no wait. Yes, I mean that's like the biggest thing right there, is just like the flawed image. Like this tail should be down here, not coming out of the ear. This little arm and leg deal, they're just all really weird looking. Yeah, so I'm sure there's more that's wrong with it. Then that brings us to probably the one that I feel the most terrible about, because it's a company I really, really love, and that's Lawn Fawn. And I feel really kind of bad for buying knockoff Lawn Fawn. I really do feel bad about it. What are you gonna do? It's already done. So all I can do is show you the difference. Right away, you're gonna notice one is kind of yellowed. I think that actually might be because I have post-it notes behind them. And this one is crystal clear. It's not because I haven't used this. I've actually used this one quite a bit. Yeah, let's, okay, let's try this out. I don't know if I'm doing like a great job of demonstrating the differences between these. I think I'm doing okay. All right, so again, you're gonna notice there's no name on here. It doesn't say lawn fawn anywhere, nothing. The other thing is that these have a really weird smell, and it's not the photopolymer smell. It's like a probably shouldn't be smelling it, like a very chemically smell. So we're gonna take a couple images. This little onesie. This is actually a better quality silicone, I believe. That one is anyway. We're gonna take a little bundle. Stretchy, but not as stretchy as the knockoff Simon set. And let's see, we'll take, how about Lots of Love? We'll see how that one goes. And for these ones, I'm not gonna line them up straight. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna take this Simon Says stamp set. Yep, those are yellow because I had the Post-it notes behind them. We're going to take an image. You'll notice though how much darker that is. It's because, again, photopolymer stains. We're going to take a sentiment as well. Take this one and maybe this one. Okay. We're going to pick them up and ink them. Try to ink them up together. Okay. Then we are going to stamp. And okay, so right away we see that we got a pretty good impression on the boy, not a great impression on the onesie, partial impression on the sentiments. So we're gonna ink them up again. Just trying to make sure I have an adequate amount of ink on there. I think I got a little too much on the bundle one. Okay. So I think I put too much ink on a little bundle, so I'm just gonna remove that. We're going to try the onesie, Lots of Love and Life is Better. Okay. One more time, we're gonna just push down really hard. All right. So what do we have? Let me show you here. So I'm not going to be too critical of this because I think some of it might be user error. But you'll notice though, even if it is user error, this part stamped pretty well. This part did not. And then if you look really closely, you'll notice the way the letters are slightly misshapen. So you have this L up higher than this L. The T's are not in line. And I don't know, that might be the way that stamp is supposed to be. So for Lots of Love, I stamped this multiple times, but that lots barely turned up, or barely showed up. And again, it's this sort of look, very like splotchy and dotty. The most striking difference to me is the onesie and the boy. You'll see that the onesie is very, very dark in some spots. The boy is pretty even. The reason why I feel the onesie is dark is because it's not photopolymer, it's a silicone. And so when you push down on a silicone, it expands. But just to be completely fair, I'm going to switch the boy and the onesie in their positions so that the boy is at the top and the onesie is down below. And we'll see, maybe it's user error. It could be. So we're going to pick them up and we are going to ink the onesie, ink the boy. Onesie boy, onesie boy, onesie boy. I can't see what I'm doing. You can see my great looking arm though. All right, we're going to stamp them. Okay. And it does appear that putting them in a different position did actually have an effect. However, there's something interesting. Okay. So switching the positions tells me that when I had the onesie up on top, it was getting too much pressure. However, look at how even this genuine stamp is. The lines are even. They're the same thickness. The onesie, the lines are even. They're the same thickness, but they're not solid. They are like kind of like this, like it's solid, and there's a little, I don't know if you can even see that. There's a little dot, solid, dot, solid, solid, dot. So it's not this is just smooth. It's just one solid line. So that is my video on some of the differences between counterfeits and genuine stamps. Again, I'm not trying to persuade nor dissuade from buying either or. Everybody needs to make up their own mind on the matter and do as they see fit. However, I am going to tell you, I'm a single mother. I am below the federal poverty line, and it is so much cheaper for me to buy counterfeit stamps. So much cheaper. However, when I buy these stamps, I don't feel very good about myself because I know somebody designed this stamp set. You know, any designs that were ripped off. It doesn't matter by whom, it doesn't matter who they're sold by. If a design was ripped off, it feels wrong to buy it. I know that this stamp set was designed by excuse me, somebody at Lawn Fawn, and I feel guilty using it. I feel guilty having it because I know that they put a lot of time and, love and effort into this design, and it was just stolen and sold for pennies on the dollar, and I contributed to that. So that's why I don't buy counterfeits anymore. But the whole point of, being a single mom living below the federal poverty line, my budget is for craft stuff is basically non-existent. I can afford things here and there, but I first need to make sure all the necessities are taken care of. And it also means I have to buy things when they're on clearance, so which doesn't bother me in the slightest. I love clearance, but just because you're low income doesn't mean that this is your only option. I have a blog post that I wrote about crafting while living below the federal poverty line, which I will link down in the description. So I want to encourage you, if you are wanting to not purchase counterfeits, but you're having trouble affording original stamps, there's some great ideas there for you. If any companies happen to watch this, I would really encourage you to look into the Sezzle program or Afterpay. It's a really awesome way for people who are on a very tight budget to be able to purchase some things from your store that, maybe they can't drop $25 all at once, but they can spend, $5 a week for 5 weeks. Just something to look into. I know Arteza does it, Ink Road Stamps does it, and Paper Issues. I believe there are more. However, I don't know of any off the top of my head. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was informative, and I hope above all else that you have a really great day. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.